Do you still recall your first time you actually heard The Woman in the Window, I mean by Jim Morrison? Do you know where it was?
Yes.
Where?
It was in my garage, and I had been given the tracks through an FTP site. And when I put it on there was no music. There was just his voice.
Do you know, when was it recorded? Do you know?
It was recorded in 1970 to 71.
So in his last year?
Supposedly, from what the Doors tell me, he went up to Sunset Boulevard days before he left for France and went in there to record poetry and ideas he had for songs. And maybe he was working on that song with the Doors at one point, but it didn't come with music. So I had this beautiful open palette and Jim Morrison's voice to work with.
And how come they gave it to you?
Well, I was friends with the remaining members, or am friends with the remaining members and their management for many years now. Of course, whenever they needed a singer to do a gig for some special occasion, they would invite me, and I've been invited to write the liners for several of the books that have been written. And so when I brought the idea of using the music and using the song for Satellite Party, I gave them the rundown on what the story was about, and specifically where I was going to be taking the song and bringing it to this organization, Global Cool, and they were going to be using it as their hymn to decrease carbon emissions by 1 billion tons within 5 years, and they have a plan, and they are backed by some very savvy business people and philanthropists. They liked it a lot.
Had you finished the track already, or was it just the idea?
I brought them the track that was 80% finished. And it was scary because you can imagine, I was coming to them with music and asking, asking their permission to use this track, and they could have very easily said, "Are you crazy? There's only so much left of this." But they were really good guys, very fortunate. I owe them big time.
But I would like to go back to you being in your garage. How come they gave the first track, the singing vocal? How come they gave it to you? To the FTP server? How come? Why?
Well, I guess because they think I'm a good guy.
Yeah?
I can't explain more.
Can't explain more.
I can't explain more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me see. Well, my last question. It's also the hymn I heard for the Solutionists.
Yes.
And
Thievery Corporation.
Sorry?
Yeah, this comes from the collaboration with Thievery Corporation. Well, Thievery Corporation, again, they were working on music for their own album. I was working on Satellite Party as a concept for a music. I don't want to call it a musical. I call it a story told in music. And at that time, anyone who would approach me to collaborate, I would say, what we'll do is we'll share the tracks, we'll share the publishing. You go off and do with my voice and my lyrics what you want. I'll give you more than that. I'll give you additional tracks. And then if you'll allow me to apply the music and what I've done to my Satellite Party. And so they agreed. And we've been friends and traveling partners, and we've taken vacations together down to, there's a place called Playa del Carmen where they have a club and they have this incredible apartment with an underwater river running right through it. And we've hung out and collaborated.
So for you, will there be, well, my really last question, will there be another Porno for Pirates album, or is it just now, from now on, Satellite Party for you?
Well, I just know that we're just getting off the ground now with Satellite Party. We're we're putting together a world tour. We're going to be putting together events around the world next year, beautiful global satellite parties. So that, I feel that Satellite Party will take us around the world for the next 5 years at least. And, but I hope to live to well into my 90s. You never can tell. That's probably 40 years from now.
So there's definitely more music from Perry Farrell.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.